What's up, guys? The Mickle Pickle here today, and today, that's the new saying now. I always say today twice, but anyway, today I have gotten something very special that only 500 people have. You might have already noticed it. There it is, the Dark Knight puppet. Only 591 of those exist. Obviously, I didn't get it by gambling at the PvP because PvP is kind of broken for me. And yeah, I got it. That's the thing. I had to sacrifice my shiny DJ Music Man. I don't have it anymore. And also my shiny Popstar. I do no longer have it. Same with my shiny Valk Prime. Very sad. But it was worth it. Because now, apparently this is good, even though it doesn't really look that good. It doesn't really look that good. And I'm going to try to get something better on the stats. Because, you know, last update there was a stat reroll. So, let's get something better. Because I have 14 chips. And I still have a decent amount of souls. Stat rerolls. Let's get something better. Let's get an A+ on something. I'm willing to keep that, you know. You know, I'm gonna keep it for now. If I get more chips, then I will do something else with it. I'll try to get something better. Oh yeah, somehow I got an S on my old man, and an S on the Frostbite Freddy. But on my Astral, it's still got a B, so I might try to get something better on that. You know what? It's only up. Boom. Yes. Okay. We got an A- on the range. Okay. I did just spend 3 chips there, what sucks, but we're just gonna do one game of this and see how good the Dark Knight puppet actually is, because I've never actually used this thing. So we finally get to see the power. Look at all that vote. Also, that's changed. The icon's not a tree anymore. It's the weird icon. But this is kind of like UCN. If you didn't look at the stream, I thought this was like kind of a UCN thing, because there's like, it's like all the different games. Consequences first, actually. You might only be able to place 1 Moondrop now, but that's fine. Because now he's overpowered. 21,000 to place, and we can only place 1 of them. Well, you can usually place 2, but I chose the modifier, so I can only place. And that means I can't place this, but that's okay. We're just gonna place those guys. Let's place down the Dark Knight first. What? Wait, what? Oh. Place the Dark Knight. There he is. He's starting to do already pretty good. And then every 3rd attack he does 3 times more damage, I think. Upgrade him once. 106,000 every 1.3. Upgrade again. 122,000 every 1.27. And then the last upgrade, I think, unless he has another one, but I don't think he does, 145,000 damage every 1.228 seconds. That's a solid at least 100,000 DPS right there. If we compare that to Astral, is actually might be doing more DPS, but we gotta remember that the Dark Knight does 3 times damage, guys. And also he costs more. So the Dark Knight puppet does 145, 157 every 1.228. That's 118,000 DPS. And then Astral Bonnie does a lot more DPS, 244,000 DPS. So Astral does do more DPS, but the Dark Puppet does 3 times more damage every 3rd attack. So then he actually does 354,000. But that would be if he did 3 times every third every time he attacks. But if you do times that by 3 plus 1, 4, 5. I'm just doing math, guys. So technically, if we count the third attack boost, he does 197,000 DPS. I think, if my math's correct. I think it's correct. 197,000 DPS, not bad for Dark Knight. I didn't even read what he does. Splash? Like, what does he do? Splash? I don't remember. But the more we buff him, the more 3 times damage is gonna really affect him. And we're gonna do damage too. And when we get the dice, guys, we'll use it. We'll use it. Yeah, I'll just cut to when we get the dice. And that will probably be at wave 150 or something. Okay, guys, so even though True Agony is minus 30% range, we already have the plus 50% range. So we're actually gonna choose this. And then we're gonna get some range upgrades ready for the dice to affect us. Okay, guys, this is actually a very early crazy slots slash the dice. That's what I call it. So this is a very quick one. We got it very early. And now the range of these guys looking worse for wear. They're still really good. Now I can place 2 of these guys. And look at that. So max 1 out. It's doing pretty good DPS. Especially when the third attack does, you know, 3 times damage. And then the Astrals, they're doing really good damage as well. Even with the crazy slots debuff, but the consequences just overpowers it by a bunch. Because the cooldown boost on the consequences is actually insane. And also now we can finally place our Frostbite Freddy that does also very insane DPS. Now let's calculate the DPS of these guys after we had the crazy slots. So, the Dark Knight does 177,000 DPS. 177,000 DPS compared to Astral Bonnie, who I think still has more. Yeah, 369,000 DPS. Actually insane. That's the thing, every third attack the Dark Knight does insane damage. With the third attack that does 30 times damage, it actually does 295,000 DPS, which is better than All Man Consequences, because you can place 2 of them. But All Man Consequences can literally just insta-kill anything. So yeah, the Astrals are doing more DPS. But the Dark Knights... Why is this one only in 2 million? But the Dark Knights aren't far behind, except for this one for some reason. For some reason that one's really under, I don't know why. And then the Frostbite Freddy's actually pretty good as well. You should technically be better than Dark Knight, but since you only place 1 of him, he's actually pretty mid. But we got crazy slots and consequences really in a really good order. You want consequences first and then the crazy slots, because yeah, crazy slots is good, but then like if you get True Agony and crazy slots next to each other, then your guys' range, your unit's range would be actually terrible. We'll do damage 3. I don't know if cooldown would be better, but stuns is good, but bosses just overpower us eventually. We're going to do this. Oh, I don't have auto skip on, that's why it's taking forever. Looks like I underestimated the Dark Knight. It's actually really good. Again with spring locked? Technically damage 3 is better. Because plus 10% cooldown is minus 20% DPS. But then plus 30% is damage is plus 30% DPS, what is plus 10% DPS. But this is plus 15% DPS, so technically it's better, I think. I'm actually getting pretty far into the boss raid. Usually I would have to turn off auto skip. I am still gonna turn off auto skip because they are kind of getting close. But overall, Dark Knight's doing better than Old Man Consequences, because he does the same thing AoE, but it's better DPS. And the imps are scary. But this DPS is like 260,000. This DPS is almost a million, I think, basically. And this DPS is like 600,000 as well. So Dark Knight does have more DPS than Old Man, but doesn't really have very good DPS. But the third attack thing really buffs him up, because then he does 600. Actually more than that, 700,000 every 0.901 on his third attack's pretty good. It was basically a million. I don't really see it happen though. Well, I guess that little jump in the health is maybe it. I think we're gonna die right now, actually. Yeah, I don't know how people get to wave 300. How do people get to wave 300? If this is the best I can do with the Dark Knight, and like how? Well, I must be doing something wrong by clicking consequences and the crazy slots, maybe only crazy slots, but we need a range, and consequences is good with the range, but I don't know. But right now, this is like I've gone further than this. It's just Unforgiving End is just really annoying. If it was a different map then, and it wasn't Unforgiving End, then I could have gone further, but oh well, that's how it is. But that took me 41 minutes to get to there, guys. Whilst for you it's probably like, I don't know, like 10 minutes. But like, I don't really need to buy any more wrenches. And since I have 9, should we go gambling? Let's try to get an S. Or an A+ at least. Okay, an A+. Reroll on those because they're bad. Okay, well, it's a B+. I'll take it. Somehow I got an S on 2 things that are eh. But really I need to get S on like the cooldown or something. Because I got S on the cooldown for Frost by Freddy, and that's like plus 14% DPS. Technically Springlock is better than Vengeance, technically, so if you think about it, because this is minus 60% DPS, whilst this is 3.5, 350% more DPS. Wait, no, 250% DPS, whilst Vengeance is 165%, 165% DPS, whilst this is 190 DPS. Well, 190% DPS, whilst this is only 165% DPS plus more. So technically Springlock's better, if you think about it. But I really need to get something better on the Dark Knight, so yeah, that's the end of the video, guys. Yeah, if you like this video, yes, if you like this video, hit the like button. Hit subscribe, hit like, and do the etc. And this guy's gonna dance with me for the outro, so yeah. I'll see you guys in the next video, probably Fntd video, but it might just be the Gmod video that's scheduled for Monday, so you never know. You're the best player I've seen, lol. Lol. Anyway, guys, see ya, Croc.